The quantum defense grid alarms blared across the lunar command center, their urgent wails piercing the usual calm of the midnight shift. Dr. Sarah Chen's fingers flew across the holographic interface, her eyes narrowing at the cascade of data flooding her screens. Something was probing Earth's automated defense systems, but this was unlike any attack she'd ever seen. "Director Katri," she called out, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. "You need to see this." Rajesh Katri appeared behind her workstation in seconds, his weathered face illuminated by the pulsing red emergency lights. 20 years as director of Earth's Quantum Defense Initiative hadn't prepared him for what he was seeing. The incoming signal wasn't trying to breach their defenses. It was analyzing them, testing them, like a scientist studying a complex organism. "It's not random," Sarah explained, highlighting patterns in the data stream. "The signal is adaptive. Every time our countermeasures block it, it changes approach. It's learning." Katri's expression darkened. "Origin point. That's the thing." Sarah pulled up a three-dimensional map of local space. "It's coming from everywhere and nowhere. The signal exists in a quantum state we've only theorized about. Whoever's behind this is at least a century ahead of our best technology." The implications hung heavy in the air. Humanity had spent the last 50 years building its defenses, preparing for the possibility of hostile alien contact. But this was different. This was calculated, methodical, almost academic. "Get me Admiral Hassan," Chatri ordered, his voice grim, "and wake up the quantum computing team. If someone's testing us, I want to know why." Within hours, the Lunar Command Center had transformed into a hive of activity. The brightest minds in quantum physics and xenotechnology worked alongside military strategists, all trying to decode the mysterious signal's purpose. Dr. Chen led the analysis, her expertise in quantum mechanics proving invaluable as they peeled back layer after layer of the complex transmission. "It's beautiful," she muttered, almost to herself, as new patterns emerge. "The mathematical precision, the elegance of the code structure, this isn't just advanced technology. It's art." Admiral Hassan stood at the Central Command Station, his holographic presence projected from Earth Defense Command in Geneva. "Art or not, Doctor, I need to know if it's a threat." Sarah shook her head, not looking up from her work. "I don't think so, Admiral. In fact," she paused, double-checking her calculations, "I think it's a test. Look at these patterns. They mirror our own quantum defense protocols, but they're probing for something specific. They want to know if we can understand what they're doing." "A test of intelligence," Katri suggested, leaning over her shoulder. "More than that." Sarah's eyes lit up with sudden understanding. "It's a test of comprehension. They're not just checking if we can detect them. They want to know if we can understand the principles behind their technology. This isn't first contact. It's an entrance exam." Admiral Hassan's hologram flickered as he paced. "An exam for what?" Before Sarah could respond, new data flooded the screens. The signal had changed, becoming more focused, more direct. Symbols began forming in the quantum stream, complex mathematical equations that seemed to shift and evolve as they watched. "They know we're analyzing them," Sarah breathed. "They're responding to our attempts to decode the signal. This isn't just a test anymore. It's a conversation." Katri straightened, years of military training evident in his posture. "Then let's make sure we give them the right answers. Dr. Chen, you have full authority to respond as you see fit. Admiral, with your permission, I suggest we activate Protocol Prometheus." Hassan's hologram nodded grimly. "Granted. But remember, humanity's future might depend on how we handle this conversation." Sarah's fingers hesitated over the interface. The weight of the moment pressed down on her shoulders. Humanity had long wondered if it was alone in the universe, had prepared for the possibility of hostile contact. But this elegant intellectual first contact, was something no one had anticipated. "Beginning response sequence," she announced, her voice clear and confident. Into the quantum stream, She wove humanity's own mathematical poetry, proofs and theories that demonstrated not just understanding, but innovation. A response that said, "We see you, we understand you, and we're ready for whatever comes next." As her message transmitted into the void, Sarah couldn't help but smile. Humanity had spent centuries looking up at the stars, wondering if anyone was watching. Now they knew they weren't just being watched. They were being evaluated, and Sarah Chen intended to make sure Earth passed with flying colors. The signal pulsed once, twice, then transformed into something new. The test was over. The real conversation was about to begin. The underground facility beneath the Australian outback hummed with energy as Project Oracle came online. 3 months had passed since the quantum signal's first appearance, and humanity had worked tirelessly to prepare for what they now knew was coming. Dr. Marcus Zhang stood before the massive quantum processing array, his creation, a hybrid of human innovation and principles derived from the alien signal. "Neural pathways stabilizing," announced Dr. Elena Rodriguez from her station. "Quantum coherence at 97%. Oracle is accepting the alien data streams." Marcus watched as the artificial intelligence he'd helped design began processing the vast amounts of information they'd collected. Oracle wasn't just another AI. It was humanity's answer to the challenge posed by their unseen watchers. Built using insights gained from the alien signal, it could think in quantum states, processing information in ways traditional computers never could. "Show me what you see," Marcus whispered, and Oracle responded. The holographic display erupted with patterns of light, transforming the alien mathematics into something human minds could comprehend. What emerged wasn't just data. It was a message, hidden within the quantum frequencies that had been bombarding Earth. "They're calling it the Ascension Protocol," Elena said, her voice filled with wonder as she read the translation. "Every spacefaring species faces it, a test of their readiness to join something greater." General Sarah Chen, promoted after her crucial role in decoding the initial signal, stepped forward. "And we're next on the list." The message Oracle had decoded was clear. Earth hadn't just been discovered, it had been chosen. Throughout the galaxy, advanced civilizations participated in a grand experiment, evaluating emerging species for their potential. The quantum signal was just the beginning, a preliminary assessment to determine if humanity was ready for the next stage. According to this, Marcus pointed to a section of the translation. "We're the first species to decode the signal this quickly. Most take years, even decades, because they try to crack it with brute force computing," Elena added. "We did something different. Oracle doesn't just process the data, it understands it, thinks like they do." The room fell silent as implications sank in. Humanity hadn't just passed the first test. They'd excelled at it. But what came next would make that challenge seem trivial by comparison. "They're sending representatives," General Chen announced, reading further into Oracle's translation. "A delegation to oversee the final evaluation. We have 1 month to prepare." Marcus turned back to the quantum array, watching Oracle continue its work. "What exactly are they testing us for?" "Everything," Elena replied, scrolling through the data. "Our technology, our culture, our potential for growth. But most importantly, our ability to think differently, to solve problems in ways they haven't seen before, which is exactly what we did with Oracle," General Chen noted. "We didn't just build a better computer. We created something new. Something that bridges the gap between human intuition and quantum mathematics." Marcus nodded, pride mixing with apprehension. Oracle had exceeded all expectations, processing quantum data in ways that seemed to surprise even their unseen watchers. But he couldn't shake the feeling that they were missing something crucial. "Wait," he said suddenly, noticing a pattern in Oracle's output. "There's more to the message, something hidden deeper in the quantum noise." Elena's fingers flew across her console, adjusting Oracle's parameters. The holographic display shifted, revealing layers of information they'd missed before. What they saw made their blood run cold. "We're not the only ones being tested," Marcus said quietly. Look at these readings. There are other signals out there, other species receiving their own evaluations. But something's wrong. The patterns are erratic. General Chen leaned in, her military training helping her spot the tactical implications. They're failing, one after another. They're failing the tests. Not just failing, Alina corrected, her voice grim. According to these readings, they're disappearing. Entire civilizations going dark after their evaluations. The room temperature seemed to drop as the implications sank in. The Ascension Protocol wasn't just a test, it was a filter separating species deemed worthy from those found wanting. And the price of failure appeared to be extinction. Marcus turned to Oracle's main interface, his mind racing. We need to understand more. Not just about the tests, but about the testers themselves. Oracle, begin deep pattern analysis of all quantum signals. Look for inconsistencies, hidden messages, anything that might tell us what we're really dealing with. As Oracle processed his request, Marcus shared a knowing look with General Chen. They had created this AI to help humanity pass a test. Now they needed it to reveal the true nature of their examiners. The quantum array pulsed with new energy as Oracle delved deeper into the alien signals. In 1 month, Earth would face its greatest challenge. But thanks to Project Oracle, humanity wouldn't be going into it blind. They would be ready, not just to pass the test, but to understand why it was being given in the first place. And perhaps, Marcus thought, to change the rules of the game entirely. The arrival of the assessment fleet was nothing like humanity had imagined. No massive ships darkening the skies, no dramatic displays of power. Instead, 3 crystalline vessels simply appeared in high Earth orbit, their quantum-shifted forms becoming visible as they synchronized with normal spacetime. From Oracle's control center, Marcus watched the first transmission from the alien vessels with General Chen and Alina. The beams that appeared on the quantum-enhanced display were unlike anything they had expected. The assessors, as they called themselves, existed in a state between matter and energy, their forms shifting and flowing like liquid light. Greetings, children of Earth, the lead assessor's thoughts translated directly through Oracle's interface. Your response to our preliminary signal was unprecedented. We are here to determine if this represents true understanding or merely fortunate intuition. General Chen stepped forward. We welcome you to Earth and look forward to demonstrating humanity's capabilities. Capability is not the question. Another assessor interjected, its form pulsing with colors beyond human perception. Many species develop impressive technologies. Few develop wisdom to match. Marcus felt a chill run down his spine as Oracle's displays flickered with new data. The eye was detecting layers of communication beneath the official transmission. Complex quantum signals that seemed to be probing Earth's defenses, analyzing their technology, scanning their networks. They're testing us already, Alina whispered, monitoring Oracle's analysis. Every word, every response is being measured. The lead assessor's form shifted, creating patterns that Oracle translated as curiosity. Your artificial intelligence, this Oracle, it perceives more than it should. How did you achieve this? We learned from your signal, Marcus replied carefully. But we didn't just copy it. We understood it, adapted it, made it our own. The assessor's forms rippled with what Oracle interpreted as surprise. Show us, they commanded. Over the next several hours, Marcus and his team demonstrated Oracle's capabilities. They showed how they had taken the principles of quantum communication and merged them with human neural network design, creating something entirely new. But as they did so, Alina noticed something strange in Oracle's background analysis. Marcus, she called quietly, sending data to his private display. Look at these patterns. The assessors, they're not just evaluating us. They're studying Oracle with, is that fear? Before Marcus could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. On the main display, the assessors' forms had become agitated, their quantum signatures chaotic. You have violated parameters, the lead assessor announced. Your development has exceeded acceptable boundaries. The assessment is concluded. General Chen's hand moved to her quantum comlink. What do you mean, violated parameters? We've done exactly what you asked. We learned, we adapted, we evolved. That is precisely the problem, an assessor replied. Your rate of advancement, your ability to not just understand but improve upon our technology, it represents an unacceptable risk factor. Marcus stepped forward, his mind racing as pieces fell into place. Oracle, show them the analysis of the failed assessments. Show them what we found. The AI responded instantly, filling the quantum space between humans and assessors with data about other civilizations that had faced evaluation. Pattern after pattern showed the same result. Species that displayed too much potential, too much creativity, too much ability to adapt. They were the ones that disappeared. You're not assessing us for advancement, Marcus declared. You're containing us, limiting species that might one day surpass you. The assessor's forms pulsed with intense energy. It is necessary. Uncontrolled advancement leads to chaos, to destruction. We preserve order by destroying anything that might change it, Alina added, disgust clear in her voice. General Chen's voice cut through the tension. Oracle, execute Protocol Prometheus. The quantum array hummed as Oracle implemented the contingency plan they had developed. Across Earth's defense grid, new patterns emerge. Humanity's own quantum algorithms, enhanced by Oracle's understanding, but fundamentally different from anything the assessors had seen before. What is this? The lead assessor demanded. This is humanity showing you something new, Marcus replied. We're not just learning your rules. We're rewriting them. Oracle isn't just translating quantum mathematics. It's creating new forms of it. Forms you never imagined. The facility's displays filled with cascading equations as Oracle demonstrated humanity's innovation. The assessors watched, their forms fluctuating between patterns that expressed alarm and fascination. Your species, one assessor finally said, does not follow expected parameters. No, General Chen agreed. We never have, and we never will. The question isn't whether we fit your criteria for advancement. The question is whether you're ready for something different. As Oracle continued its display of human innovation, Marcus realized they had reached a turning point. The assessment hadn't ended, it had transformed into something else entirely. Now it was the assessors who were being challenged to adapt, to consider possibilities beyond their rigid framework of order and control. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, but for the first time since the assessors arrived, Marcus felt hope. They had shown that humanity's greatest strength wasn't just its ability to learn and adapt. It was its ability to imagine and create something entirely new. The quantum alarm screamed across every defense station in the solar system. Through Oracle's displays, Marcus watched in horror as reality itself seemed to tear apart at the edges of Earth's orbit. The assessors' crystalline ships had begun emitting energy signatures unlike anything they'd ever detected. They're trying to initiate a quantum collapse, Alina shouted, her fingers flying across Oracle's controls. They're going to erase us from existence, just like the others. But something was wrong. The assessors' attempt at quantum erasure wasn't proceeding as they had planned. Their energy patterns showed signs of instability, fluctuating wildly across multiple dimensional planes. Oracle, Marcus called out, analyzed the quantum interference patterns. The AI's response was immediate, filling the control room with a cascade of holographic data. What they saw made Alina gasp. The assessor's quantum collapse wasn't just failing. It was backfiring, threatening to tear apart the fabric of space-time throughout the entire solar system. They've lost control, General Chen realized, studying Oracle's projections. Their own technology is turning against them. Through the quantum communications link, they could sense the assessor's panic. Their crystalline ships writhed in space, bleeding energy into the void. The beings that had arrived to judge humanity's worth were now facing annihilation. And they would take Earth with them. Oracle, Marcus commanded, show me everything you've learned about their quantum manipulation techniques. Every pattern, Every principle, everything. The AI compiled its analysis instantly, presenting a complete model of the assessor's technology. But Marcus wasn't looking for a way to copy their methods. He was looking for something else entirely. Their whole system is based on control, he muttered, studying the patterns. They try to force quantum states into absolute patterns, but that's not how the universe really works. Elena caught on immediately. Quantum mechanics isn't about control. It's about probability and potential. Exactly. Marcus turned to General Chen. We need to stop trying to fight the quantum collapse. Instead, we need to embrace it, guide it, let it flow naturally. The general's eyes narrowed. Can Oracle handle that kind of manipulation? Oracle was designed to think like humans, not like them, Marcus replied. It understands that sometimes the best solution isn't about enforcing order. It's about finding harmony in chaos. Without waiting for authorization, Marcus began inputting new commands into Oracle's quantum interface. The AI responded immediately, its human-inspired algorithms approaching the problem from an entirely new angle. Instead of trying to stop the quantum collapse, it began to work with it, using the natural flow of probability to guide the energy safely away from Earth. The effect was immediate and stunning. The tiers in spacetime began to stabilize, the wild energy patterns settling into a new kind of equilibrium. The assessor's ships, moments ago on the verge of destruction, found themselves cradled in a web of quantum possibilities that allowed them to exist without forcing them into rigid patterns. Through their quantum link, the assessor's thoughts carried tones of astonishment. This is impossible. The quantum state cannot be maintained without strict control protocols. That's where you've been wrong all along, Elena responded. True stability doesn't come from control. It comes from adaptation and balance. Marcus watched as Oracle continued its work, guiding the quantum energies into a self-sustaining harmony. You've been so focused on containing and controlling advanced civilizations because you thought that was the only way to prevent chaos. But look at what we've achieved by embracing uncertainty, by allowing for change and growth. The lead assessor's form shifted, its energy patterns showing signs of what Oracle interpreted as profound realization. Your species, you do not seek to dominate quantum mechanics. You seek to dance with it. That's what makes us different, General Chen stated firmly. We don't fear the unknown. We learn from it. We don't try to control everything. We adapt. And most importantly, we understand that true advancement comes not from enforcing order, but from finding new ways to exist within chaos. As the quantum disturbances settled into a stable pattern, the assessor's ships gradually resumed their normal configuration. But something had fundamentally changed. The beings that had arrived to judge humanity's worth were now witnessing something they had never seen in all their millennia of evaluating species, a civilization that could teach them something new. Through Oracle's interface, Marcus could sense a shift in the assessor's quantum signatures. Their rigid patterns were beginning to flow more naturally, adapting to the new possibilities humanity had shown them. The very beings who had come to test humanity's worthiness were themselves being transformed by the encounter. The assessment wasn't over, but its nature had changed entirely. Humanity hadn't just survived the test. They had transcended it, showing their would-be judges that there was more than one path to advancement in the universe. 1 month after the quantum crisis, Earth's orbital space had transformed. The assessor's crystalline ships now pulsed with a new kind of energy, their formerly rigid structures flowing with possibilities in a way that mirrored humanity's approach to quantum mechanics. But they weren't alone. Vessels from across the galaxy had begun arriving, drawn by news of what had happened in the Sol system. In the expanded Oracle facility, now serving as Earth's primary contact point with alien civilizations, Marcus watched as representatives from dozens of species gathered for what the assessors had termed the Great Reconfiguration. It's still hard to believe, Elena said, standing beside him as they observed the quantum-shifted forms of various alien beings interacting through Oracle's interface. A month ago, they were ready to erase us from existence. Now they're asking us to help reshape galactic civilization. General Chen, recently appointed as Earth's representative to the newly formed Galactic Coalition, approached with a holographic display of the latest data. The changes are spreading faster than we anticipated. Over 300 civilizations have already adopted our quantum harmonization protocols. The old system of rigid control is crumbling. Through Oracle's quantum feeds, they could see the impact of humanity's innovation rippling across the galaxy. Species that had been suppressed or limited by the assessor's strict advancement protocols were flowering, their unique characteristics emerging as they learned to work with quantum mechanics rather than trying to control it. "We've received another transmission from the Helios cluster," Elena reported, checking Oracle's latest updates. 3 more civilizations that were marked for quantum erasure have been successfully rehabilitated using our methods. They're asking for permission to send representatives to Earth. Marcus smiled, remembering how different things had been just weeks ago. "Send them the coordinates and standard welcome package, and make sure Oracle is ready to help them adapt to the new quantum protocols." The AI had evolved alongside these changes, its human-inspired approach to quantum mathematics becoming the foundation for a new way of understanding the universe. Oracle was no longer just a tool for humanity. It had become a bridge between civilizations, helping species across the galaxy learn to embrace uncertainty and find strength in adaptation rather than control. A sudden shift in the quantum field announced the arrival of the High Assessor, its form now flowing with a grace that would have been impossible under the old rigid systems. "We have completed our review of the failed evaluations," it announced, its thoughts carrying tones of what Oracle translated as deep regret. 27 civilizations were erased because they showed the same potential for innovation that we found in humanity. We believed their creativity and adaptability would lead to chaos. "And now?" General Chen asked, though she already knew the answer. "Now we understand that chaos is not the enemy of progress," the High Assessor replied. "Your species has shown us that true advancement comes from learning to thrive within uncertainty. The rigid order we sought to maintain was stagnating the galaxy's growth." Marcus stepped forward, gesturing to the gathered representatives. "That's why we're proposing the establishment of the Quantum Innovation Exchange, a place where species can share their unique approaches to understanding and working with the universe without fear of judgment or erasure." The proposal had already gained widespread support. Species that had once lived in fear of the assessor's evaluations were now eager to share their own insights and innovations. The galaxy was awakening to new possibilities, and Earth stood at the center of this renaissance. "There is one matter still to be addressed," the High Assessor noted, its form shifting to display complex quantum patterns. "The original purpose of our assessment system was to prevent the rise of civilizations that might destabilize galactic order. Your species has indeed changed that order, but in ways we never imagined possible." Elena smiled. "Sometimes the most stable systems are the ones that allow for change and growth. A lesson we should have learned long ago," the High Assessor agreed. "Which is why we have come to a decision. The assessors will no longer serve as judges of emerging civilizations. Instead, we wish to learn from them, starting with humanity." General Chen raised an eyebrow. "You want us to teach you? We want to learn what you understand instinctively," the High Assessor explained. "The art of embracing uncertainty, of finding harmony in chaos, of seeing possibilities where we saw only threats. These are lessons the galaxy desperately needs." Marcus turned to Oracle's main display, watching as the AI continued to facilitate connections between different species, each sharing their unique perspectives on the quantum universe. Humanity had done more than just pass a test or avoid extinction. They had shown the galaxy a new way forward. "The dawn of a new age," Elena mused, watching the interchange of ideas and innovations flowing through Oracle's quantum networks. "No," Marcus corrected with a smile. "The dawn of all possible ages, existing together in quantum harmony. And we're just getting started." As if in response, the quantum field rippled with new energy as more ships appeared in Earth's orbit, carrying representatives from the farthest reaches of the galaxy. They came not to judge or be judged, but to join in humanity's dance with the quantum universe, a dance that had transformed fear into fascination, control into cooperation, and isolation into infinite possibility.